A good doctor treats a disease. A great doctor treats a person. A good doctor delays death. A great doctor improves the quality of life. Greetings to one and all. Today, on the occasion of National Doctors Day, we, the students of Class 12A of Sarvodaya Central Vidyalaya, would like to honor and thank all those great doctors out there who make the world a better place to live in. Doctors are special, and this year is the one where we have seen them as our real life heroes. Doctors' Day is an opportunity to thank all the heroes in the medical community for their selfless contributions. This day is celebrated to show gratitude to all the workers in the field of medicine who have unconditionally and selflessly helped us in the time of need.
The doctor's life and profession is one of service and sacrifice. There is no doubt about the fact that most of us owe our lives to the doctors. Even in the worst conditions, they take care of our health and body despite this busy and hectic schedules. Doctors have been prioritizing the lives of other humans over themselves, which is why Indians treat them as equal to life-saving angels. In this segment today, we would like to introduce you to some of the greatest doctors of country who have gone above and beyond the call of duty to help people in need with their knowledge and kindness.
Meet Dr. Thiruvenkadam from Chennai, who is also known as a 2 rupee doctor. His patients often referred to him as a friend to whom they could go with their problems. One of his patients even said that half of her disease was cured by just listening to his reassurances and kind words. His legacy remains alive through all the people's life who he has changed for the better.
Dr. Sunil Kumar Hebi believes that if a patient can't come to him, he must go to them. For the past 11 years, he has been running a mobile clinic to treat the poor people who live in remote areas where healthcare facilities are not easily available. After the onset of COVID, he drives around in his mobile clinic day by day, offering counseling, medical help and food to the people, and works at a COVID care clinic by night. He works for about 20 hours per day.
This is Lakshmi Kuti. She may not have an official medical degree, but she is every inch a doctor. She is 77 years old and lives in the deep forest of Kallar, Kerala. She has prepared as many as 500 plus natural medicines from memory and used it to cure thousands of people from various diseases and from snake and insect bites. All her knowledge about natural medicine has been passed on to her from her mother, who used to work as a midwife. Many fondly call her as Vanamutashi, and she delivers lectures at various institutes across the southern states.
Dr. S.I. Padmavati was the first female cardiologist of India. She founded the All India Heart Foundation in 1962 and went on to set up the National Heart Institute in 1981. She established cardiology departments in various medical colleges in India and started the Doctorate of Medicine courses. This astoundingly spirited cardiologist was seeing patients regularly till she turned 100 in 2018 and continued on a lesser frequency for the next 2 years. Dr. Padmavati serves as an inspiration not only for millions of aspiring doctors but also for those who are bogged down by the age factor. Age is merely a number and it all exists in the head. If one feels old and incapable, then one cannot hope to achieve more or to make great strides in one's field.
This team of 6 doctors with their timely actions and presence of mind helped contain a disease which, if left unchecked, would have caused a pandemic worse than COVID-19. Nipah encephalitis, which is caused by infection from the Nipah virus, is not something that most doctors even know about. Yet this team of doctors from Kozhikode were able to identify the disease causative within 48 hours of the patient being admitted and took immediate measures to prevent its spread, saving mankind.
The new pandemic situation has raised bar for many frontline workers, including doctors. The sudden upsurge of cases everywhere startled the doctors worldwide. What was initially considered to be a small outbreak of infection had now been transformed into a massive pandemic, accompanied by economic depression, poverty, unemployment, and so on. Most of the doctors were initially overwhelmed by the work they had to do. A horrendous mass of professional obstacles suddenly thrust upon them. They have managed to fight well against this, but the various sacrifices made by them needs a great deal of appreciation.
Doctors have been tirelessly working through days and nights to make a difference and save as many lives as they can. They have been hailed as heroes by the media. Now, rationally thinking, one would expect the general public to be fully cooperative to doctors, as they are literally the only people who actually know what they are doing. The rest of us are just floundering about, trying to find a purchase, but mostly failing. So one would expect the people to support rather than hinder medical efforts. Reality does not seem to care, neither do human beings.
More worries for health professionals and civic officers at the front line of this battle. In Madhya Pradesh, agitated local residents threw stones and hurled abuses at health and civic staff who came for COVID-19 screenings in Indore.
Healthcare workers and civic officials who were in Indore neighborhood to screen residents for coronavirus in Madhya Pradesh were attacked by angry locals on Wednesday. The people can be seen pelting stones at the healthcare workers. 2 female doctors were injured in the attack and had to be rescued by the police. The 2 women doctors suffered injuries in their legs in the mob attack. The health department team consisted of 5 people, including 3 doctors.
Right through this pandemic, there have been stray incidents of doctors being violently and viciously attacked by grief-stricken families of COVID patients who've tragically lost their lives while under treatment.
Doctor at a coronavirus facility in Assam's Ujjain, around 140 kilometers away from Guwahati, was mercilessly kicked, punched and pounded with metal trash cans and bricks by the relatives of a COVID patient who had died, allegedly due to oxygen shortage. Locals also assaulted the doctor, who was hospitalized but now stable. The incident took place on Tuesday afternoon at the city's Udali Model Hospital, where Dr. Siyuj Kumar Senapati was on duty. The patient, the resident of People Pukri village, had died on Tuesday due to COVID-linked complications. Doctors are being blamed for anything and everything. Oxygen shortage, doctors are blamed. Lack of medicine, doctor's fault. Patient dies before even reaching the hospital, and somehow it's the doctor's fault. Next, we'll be blaming them for poverty and unemployment rate. Who knows?
Doctors' Day would not be complete without talking about the man in whose honor this day is celebrated, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy. Widely credited with making quality health services available to common people, he played an instrumental role in the creation of 2 prestigious medical institutions in the country, the Indian Medical Association in 1928 and the Medical Council of India, of which he was the first president between 1939 and 1945. He also helped kickstart the Indian Institute of Mental Health, the Infectious Disease Hospital, and Kolkata's first ever postgraduate medical college. After independence, Roy became the governor of Uttar Pradesh, and a year later, in 1948, the second chief minister of West Bengal. He served until his death on 1st July 1962.
It has been 1.5 years since the world is gripped by the new pandemic. We all are being trying to adapt to the new normal. The first wave started by March 2020 and subsided by September-October. We became complacent and were unprepared for the massive second wave. Today, we'll be talking with my father, who worked at Nirbangar District Hospital, and he will ask some COVID related questions and will be sharing his COVID 19 experience. What causes COVID 19 infection?
COVID-19 infections are caused by coronavirus. This coronavirus is an RNA virus and it has one of the largest genomes among the RNA viruses. It resembles that coronavirus 96%. If we talk about the structure, it resembles a ball with spike proteins projecting from it and thus covered by the lipid element.
Okay, next we will talk about post-COVID complications. So, what will be those complications a person might suffer after recovering from COVID?
Yes, a COVID positive patient usually becomes negative after 10 to 12 days. But even after becoming negative, he suffers from a host of complications. And these are on joint pains, body ache, they persist for many months. And underlying comorbidities like heart disease, COPD, bronchial asthma, etc., can exacerbate. And these patients can become serious and may require oxygen therapy and hospital admission. Other major complication is mental disturbances. These patients suffer from depression, stigmatization, because they are suffering from COVID, society may stigmatize them, and loss of livelihood and the economic problems associated with. These all have to be taught, and they require counseling and psychiatric care.
So, what inspired you to become a doctor?
As far as inspiration goes, during our times, there were very few professions that we could aspire to. And on top of it was always the medical profession. Everybody used to look up to doctors. They were considered next to God. They were always had the adoration and the respect of the general public. So every child, I think, aspired to be a doctor, and I too did, and I always wanted to be part of the fraternity.
So, do you have, do you want to say anything, or do you want to suggest or tips for those who are aspiring to become doctors?
See, to anyone who wants to be a doctor, I would say anybody with average intelligence can become a doctor. It's not the intelligence that is more important. The most important thing about becoming a doctor is the interest in the profession. You need to be really dedicated and interested in doing this. Otherwise, it is not going to work. Second thing is you need to be very patient, because if you keep comparing yourself to the peers of yours, who are in other professions, your classmates, they will probably quickly settle down after a brief study period, which may not be possible in this profession. You may have a long haul. You may have to study for several years before you settle down and start your career. So you need to be interested. You need to be dedicated. You need to be patient. And last but not the least, you need to have a scientific mindset. So you need to analyze things scientifically, not getting emotional about things. You need to have a steady mind.
Today, more than ever, it is important for the people to realize the sacrifices that the medical team makes for us, day in and day out. With the number of people on the rise every day and hospitals being flooded with people in thousands regularly, doctors can truly be named as superheroes at this point. Take the opportunity to appreciate their efforts and recognize their strength with heartfelt messages, delightful wishes, and a sweet Happy Doctors Day greeting. Come on everyone, let us strive to make this normal and much more normal for our dear doctors.
We, the future citizens of India, pledge to help those who are unable to help themselves and always put humanity above anything else in all that we do. If tomorrow we were to become doctors, we pledge to always view the profession as a means to provide service to the society and not as a profitable business. We will always strive to do the very best we can to make this world a better place.